Hello everyone. I would like to show you how you can perform an auto conscious healing method without having to learn any new stream of healing like Reiki or pranic healing. This is something which is inherent with everyone. You would have observed when you are a child, you would have had an injury, and someone close to you, like your parents or your friends, they would have started rubbing on your body part like your hand or feet, and after a couple of strikes you would have found that the particular injury would have healed, or at least whatever the swelling or the affected part would have miraculously started healing on its own. That is called auto conscious healing method, and that is something which everyone has, and it's only a matter of applying your body electrons, to convert your life force energy into healing energy. And there is a visualization technique which you need to add on to it, so that the affected body part can be healed and perfected. Now there is a question of faith in this particular healing, because suppose some stranger would have come and rubbed on your hands or legs when it was injured, then you would not have felt that your body part was going to get the healing which you wanted, because you believed or you had faith in your parents or your friends who had done the same. Uh, that belief would have caused the healing faster. So certainly there should be a rapport that we need to establish with the healer, and the first thing you need to do is to send your body electrons to the body of the person who requires a healing. Suppose there is a pet animal or a wounded family member you have, who wants to be the recipient of the autoconscious healing method you're going to perform. You need to first the family member or the friend who is the recipient of the healing, they should have a rapport. They should have established a rapport with you already, and they should have faith in the healing method. Most shamans and healers, they all are there in our own families and neighborhood, because most of these small injuries, when it happens to everyone, people don't rush around to doctors to show these kind of injuries. And this is an example to demonstrate that even the life force energy that is used by Reiki practitioners or pranic healers, they are the same nerve electricity healing energy that is produced within our body. Now I have showed you how we can hold the energy within our body to improve the movement of body electrons. Same way, we need to apply the body electrons onto the body of the recipient by holding your hands onto him or her. And what will happen is the negative electrons from the fully charged body of us will move to the positive electrons of the recipient. The nerve electrons will pass from negative to positive polarity, and that is how the circuit establishes. And what will happen is this healing charge will flow to the recipient, and then you need to visualize that a particular uh, body part. In this context, it will be, say, for example, he has some internal injury on his spleen. Then you need to visualize that the spleen is getting healed. So once after pressing the body electrons onto the recipient, you need to also visualize that the body part is getting cured. That completes the healing method. This is called autoconscious healing method. What happens is, Reiki practitioners, they send remote healing energy to injured people or people who are on treatment in hospitals. These e- energy healers, they send the infrared energy that is produced within our brain from our primitive autoconscious sender, and it passes through solids, liquids, and even remote distances. There are two types of brain waves. Brain waves emit either infrared or radio waves. Radio waves are of a higher frequency, and they are mostly produced when we download clairvoyant images, or suppose you are sending out distant healing energy. They are in the form of infrared waves, and they can pass through solids, metal, gas, or even distances. Now, there is a way by which we can apply radio waves, which I think I have explained in one of my psychic power commands session, that you can convert this nerve electricity as electron charges as radio waves by sending out psychic harpoons to uh, act through the molecular ether or the molecules inside objects like solids, say for example. Now everything is composed of molecules, both living or dead, and naturalists call that as nature, and people in the West, they call it as absolute. Whatever it is living or dead. It is composed of molecules, and even the physical, emotional, mental changes can get affected to both living and dead, as everything is composed of molecules, which is nothing but form and matter. Form and matter is nothing but the absolute. That is what consciousness is. And what I was referring to was, even the Akashic records can be retrieved by converting the molecules formed under the atmospheric ether, which is in the form of and sun, light and sound. Atmospheric ether is something that is always either in the form of light or in the form of sound. Now, if you want to retrieve the past records of Earth, we need to work under the astral sun by trying to uh, create a receptivity towards understanding what has happened in the past of Earth, and we need to download records from the sound and light created under the astral sun. That is for understanding or reading past records of the Earth, which is nothing but our Akashic records. And earlier I used to say that we had four body ethers, and the fifth one is Akasha. And for working under the Akashic ether, we need to strictly work under the atmospheric sun by converting sound and light. And if we try to assimilate the information stored in the atmospheric sun in the form of sound or light, as everything will be in the form of molecules. Now there will be uh, happenings that have occurred in the past, which is still saved under the Earth's records, past records, as light or sound. Now, if we are trying to create a receptivity towards understanding and assimilating what is saved under the light and sound, of the earth, and that is how we access past life records of our own from the Akashic records. This is something which you can do even to foretell the future by creating a receptivity towards what are the probable events that can happen based on the light and sound records of the earth that is currently. That you can do only if you try to develop a seer vision by practicing certain exercises like clairvoyance and practical seership, by gazing at objects that are helpful for developing astral visions, and by doing exercises. Now, I was telling about molecules. Molecules, everything that is living or dead is composed of molecules. Now, we can try to make an astral telescope by just like how a normal telescope will be having two lenses. Inside a particular, you can imagine that there is a tunnel that has formed in front of your nose, and you can assume that it has a 30-degree curvature towards your mouth, and there are two lenses inserted inside the tunnel. You can imagine that two light beams are coming from both of your retinas, just like how you make an astral cone. You can insert the same energy, nerve electricity into the astral telescope, and you can develop astral vision about yourself. And you see, the astral body is something that your body has attached to you always. Now, developing astral vision will help you uh, see your own future that is held by the light and sound records under the astral sun. This is something you can develop by seers. They do crystal gazing, and they keep a crystal above the solar plexus, just under your belly, just above your belly, under the solar plexus, and they try to hold a seer vision about the future. And that is based on only by creating a receptivity towards what are the probable events that are going to happen to earth, and based on that you can have a vision about your own future, because astral telescope will help you see through physical objects. Now, I think I have explained about how we improve intermolecular vision, or seeing through intermolecular objects. There is an example of psychometry. I think I have explained earlier in one of my sessions. Psychometric vision, developing psychometric vision will help you see through things that is the intermolecular ether. Now, suppose we are holding an object. If we try to apply a psychic harpoon onto that, and imagine that your astral body is getting projected onto that object, and we visualize something juicy like a burger or a steak, going through that object, and you retrieve the molecules. That is only to just move the molecules inside the solid, by projecting your astral psychic harpoon, and your through the psychic harpoon you are projecting your astral body, and by thinking about something juicy, you will try to move the molecules of the solid, so that the intermolecular vision will improve. By getting back those molecules through the psychic harpoon back to your eyes, you can feel the molecules, or smell the sense the molecules using your clairsentience. And psychometry is something about reading past history of objects. You can hold the object on your hand and try creating a psychic harpoon onto the object of it, and move the molecules on the particular object to get back the vision about the molecules of the object back to your retina, and you can have a sense, or you can feel the molecules, or you can sense by asking questions about where these molecules would have been earlier. That is how you read the past history of a particular object. Suppose you are holding a rock which you have got from the earth. By holding onto the rock and applying this psychic harpoon onto the rock and moving the molecules of the rock, you can get back the molecules. You can feel and sense the history, past history of the rock, and try to get a picture of where the rock would have been in the past. That is how we apply psychometrization to objects that we see daily, so that you can improve how to read the past history of objects that you see in the earth. Now there is a simpler way of doing it by taking letters from your attic and trying to apply psychometrization onto it by looking into the content of the letter and trying to see through the past character about the person who has wrote the letter, and the history, probable history of the person who had wrote the letter. Because that is some easy way by which you can develop your vision about past history of objects. This technique is called physio astral projection, and most of the history of things that are not written or known are being tracked or traced by psychics and people who are experienced clairvoyants. They do these kind of physio astral projection exercises to see through the past history of objects. And there are people who can see the future about the objects also. If you develop a proper receptivity on how what are the probabilities by which these occurrences can happen in the past. That is how first thing is you need to develop this astral telescope, which will help you have a vision about your own future self. That will help you understand how your astral body is going to be tomorrow. That is an inner vision that you can develop in your mind's eye, or the third eye. I think you all know what is an astral body. It is nothing but an extension of a physical body, which is the aura, which is about a half a foot above our body. And that is something which has traversed from all this past and going to move to the future destination. And we should hold a vision about ourselves, our own future selves. And such a vision you can develop by practicing this astral telescope, and you can see through the telescope to hold a vision about your own future self. Once we develop this kind of visualizations, like psychometrization is something by which we can read the past history of objects that you see in the earth, like rocks, letters. That is called physio astral projection. We can have our own, we can develop our own vision about our future selves by developing an astral cone or an astral telescope. And we can have we can develop seer vision to foresee our future, how it is going to, what are the probabilities of the occurrences that are going to happen to us in the future. Once you develop these, we can use this to actually sit in the atmospheric sun and read the sound and light records of the earth, by which you can read your own akashic records, which are the past life records. It is still saved under the atmospheric sun as akashic records. We can follow any of the meditations I have told earlier for retrieving those information. But other than that, we can develop this intermolecular vision through ether by practicing these psychic exercises. Once we do these vision development exercises, we can read through the intermolecular ether, and uh, we can literally read the earth records, the past life earth records under the atmospheric sun, which is saved in the light and sound. And once we develop the future vision of our own selves using the astral telescope, we can create a receptivity towards the probabilities of certain occurrences that are going to happen in future, and foresee our own future by using the sound and light records saved under the atmospheric sun. So that way we can develop clairvoyance about our own future self.